Hi, it's Beth at Island Quilters in Hilton Head. We just had our first meeting of the 2020 block of the month, and I just wanted to recap what we talked about. Thank you for all of those that came, and for those of you that I'm mailing to, they went out today, so you should be expecting it shortly. This is the quilt for the year. There are 12 blocks. They are 6, 9, and 12 inches finished. What's a little unusual about this particular quilt is that each month, this particular block of the month, each month you have to make a different number of blocks. So for January, we have to make 3 blocks. We talked about fabric selection. This is a scrappy quilt. It is supposed to be a stash buster, and yes, I don't believe that there's such a thing as that anyhow, but you are looking at your stash. We talked about how to start that is by picking 3 focal colors. I'm using green, red, pink, and yellow. You want to look at your color saturation, your clean versus your grayed out colors. You want to look at your print, the size of your print. I would say in general you want to keep the scale small. These are smaller pieces. So this is the block for the month. Down here in the corner of each card, it will tell you the fabric requirements, and that is how much you need for the number of blocks. So we're doing 3 blocks. This is for 3 blocks. And then on the back, they have the cutting instructions. That is just for 1 block. So you can kind of see you need a 4, I better put my glasses on. You need a 3 by 3 inch square. You need 4.5 by 4.5 for the center. Some tips we talked about are pressing. You want to press. You don't want to iron. You don't want to stretch your fabric. I suggest you backstitch when you're doing the rows together because we're going to be handling these for a year. They're going to get a lot of back and forth, so I suggest you backstitch, which we normally don't do. We talked about half square triangles. The instructions are written where you are, the squares, the initial squares that you start with are bigger than necessary, so once you sew them, you cut them down to the right size. This particular block is the stitch and flip method, where you sew on, you layer a small square on top of the large square with a diagonal line. The instructions say in capital letters, sew on the line. My tip is to sew just off the line within the seam allowance, because by doing that, you're making sure that your square remains the correct size. So you will, as far as the background, for the entire quilt, you need 5 yards. I started with Kona white. I'm not using all Kona white. I also have some white on white low volume prints in my stash I'd like to use up. So you can see, I hope you can see that this is a little polka dot background. These are the solid Kona whites. Let's see, what else did we talk about? This is just to keep you inspired. This is next year's block, or next month's block. And we're going to need to do 5 of those, so be prepared for that. And just to try and keep you motivated, I started up in the corner of the quilt to put this together. These are 2 blocks from other months. The tree is in December. So if you have any questions, do give me a call. One thing I didn't say today was that our next meeting will be February 8th at 11 a.m. And if you come in and bring your 3 blocks finished, I'll put your name in a hat, and we'll have a little drawing for a door prize. Thank you.